I think Rohit has got that knack of reading the game 2 overs in advance. If you're a captain, you have to have a feel for the game. So I think Rohit Sharma has that beautifully and down to the T, and he really backs his players. It's a surreal experience, to be very honest. Uh, Firstly, the debut when it happened, there were a mixture of lot of emotions. You really can't pinpoint one emotion. There is, of course, the elation. There is, of course, happiness. At the same time, there is nervousness. So I think, I've had two debuts now. In the sense of my test debut in 2016, and when I came back. So, of course, when I came back, it was, I think, a culmination of a lot of things, a lot of effort. Initially, when I went out of the team, I forgot that process. I was too eager to get back. But then you realize from your mistakes, of course, that there is always a particular way. Initially, when I started playing cricket, the enjoyment was a factor. But everybody at the back of the mind, of course, you always want to play for the country, but there has to be a certain way in which you go about it. So I think that really helped. And when as they say, it's great when it all comes together. And happy to have given a decent performance in my comeback as well. In any team, may it be, for example, a squad of 18, a squad of 22, you always want to be in the 11. Sometimes it doesn't happen so. But the positive thing, at least for me, what I take out of it is that, there is so much I can do off the field to get into the 11. Is that, for example, I do everything right. At the end of the day, it's something that I can't control. And whenever I get a chance, that's something that I can control, the effort that I put in on every ball, whether I am batting, bowling, or fielding. So I think from that point of view, I am pretty satisfied and happy with whatever game time that I have got. I've given it my all. When you're doing well, how are you doing well? That's the important thing. So for me, it's all about how I'm enjoying my bowling, in the sense that I really want the ball in my hand and I'm really wanting to bowl. So for me, the enjoyment initially, when I was wanting to make a comeback, I let go of that enjoyment, and I was too concerned about the results. You can't control every outcome. You just have to focus on the one thing, and that one thing for me is the release. IPL में there is this category called the fringe players, who are part of the 12-13 of every match when the management take and then they have to take a call about the 11. So being a fringe player, it's difficult, but at the same time it's a very pivotal job, because at the end of the day, when somebody from the main your main playing 11, you have to understand that IPL is such a tournament, and we as players need to be professionals, need to do whatever is required of us. And as I said from the onset, it's difficult, but that's a pill that you have to swallow, and make sure uh, whenever the opportunity arises, you cash in on it. I was part of Mumbai Indians, and when I came there, my white ball game just went up a notch, because when you rub shoulders with Rohit Sharma, Krunal Pandya, Hardik Pandya, Surya, Ishan, you have good conversations about cricket, and then you see that when you want to sustain or survive in that franchisee, you'll have to not only take your game in the sense of skill wise, you have to take your game up a notch, but mentally also you have to be prepared. I think Rohit has got that knack of reading the game 2 overs in advance, and he really knows. So T20 is a game, or if you're a captain, you have to have a feel for the game. So I think Rohit Sharma has that beautifully and down to the T, and he really backs his players. I just hope that wherever I go, um, I have a bigger role to play, and wherever I go, even if I have a bigger role, or it can be anything, but one thing is for sure that I'll just be me, in the sense that come for every practice session, do everything, put in the hard yards, and whenever impact performance is expected out of me, I'll do that. We jokingly say that the lady luck has finally arrived for me, in the sense that after marriage I won my first IPL. After marriage I played an important game in the IPL. After marriage I made my comeback, and after marriage I made both my comebacks, one day and red ball and white ball.